We just had a surprise
It's been
proposal.
buzzing.
It's been buzzing.
My gosh.
And the commissioner of the Pac-12, Larry Scott, joins us now. Larry, I feel like every year we sit here at the end and talk about how the bar has just been raised for Pac-12 women's basketball. And this year, it feels like this league is having a moment. Sabrina, all the star power. What is it like from your seat to watch this thing take off?
Well, it's incredibly gratifying because we've seen it build over the years, but we've kind of hit this tipping point where the whole country, I think, is talking about Pac-12 women's basketball. I talk about star power. I'm just looking at who is on your set. Before. I mean, Kelsey and Sabrina and then Ari. I mean, those are some of the biggest names in college now, pro women's basketball. And it's just been amazing to see the way the depth of the conference has developed. And of course, now some of the best players in the country coming out of the league. Obviously, candidates for National Player of the Year, potentially a top draft choice in the WNBA, and the caliber play, as we evidenced in that last game, is really, really compelling.
You mentioned the depth of the conference. You know, there's been so much storytelling about how wonderful Sabrina Ionescu has been over the course of her career, and certainly this season. But after Sabrina graduates, and that entire wonderful Oregon senior class, what are the storylines, the players, the teams that you're excited for the future of women's basketball in this conference?
Well, you know, every year, I mean, there hasn't been a news story. I look at Arizona.
Yes.
This year, I mean, I don't know that anyone really saw that coming, and there's an excitement, a buzz, great fan base, so I certainly think they're a program to keep watching. But, you know, momentum is a very powerful thing. Some of our programs at the top now that look at where they're stacking and recruiting, I think many of our programs are going to keep reloading. I see what Tara's done at Stanford, year in, year out. Pretty young, powerhouse class she's got. Oregon's got
the number one recruiting class coming in.
So I think we're going to be stacked for some time from what I can tell. But I love it. This could be, I think, the fourth year in a row we get at least 6 teams into the NCAA tournament. So the kind of, you know, as a commissioner, you love to see that kind of depth, but also teams able to compete for a national championship. So that's what's going to be fun about this postseason.
Hey, Larry, Vegas has been very good to the men's tournament, and this is the first year at the Mandalay Bay for the women's tournament. We already had an attendance record on the Session 3 yesterday, and I expect it's going to just keep growing. It's a great atmosphere here tonight. Football's going to be coming here to Vegas as well. Tell me your thoughts about Mandalay Bay and then football coming as well. This is like the hub of activity for the Pac-12 championship.
Well, we've had a great experience in Las Vegas, and it's required leaps of faith along the way. The men, when we decided to leave Staples Center, come to the MGM Grand, and then when T-Mobile Arena got built, I remember debating, do we leave the sellout we have at a 13,000-seat MGM Grand Garden Arena and go to an 18,000, 20,000-seat T-Mobile? And we did it, and fans responded. It was great. And similarly, with the women's tournament, going to Las Vegas in the first place was not a slam dunk amongst our women's basketball coaches, but they went for it, loved the reaction from fans, and then the leap to Mandalay Bay. I think especially since the Aces played here and had a great experience, and fans who used to come here went for it, and I could not be more delighted by the way our fans have reacted, and the atmosphere and the energy in this building's been awesome. And, you know, a little serendipity involved as well. You know, the Raiders moving to Las Vegas and building a state-of-the-art venue on the Strip. That thing is going to blow minds.
Looks like a spaceship.
It does.
But what we found, our fan base does love coming to Las Vegas.
Yeah.
They get to see their teams play, but they also know they're going to have a great time and great experience. So I think we're on to something pretty cool here.
The men are scheduled to come here next week, obviously at T-Mobile, and have their Pac-12 tournament. The bracket is going to be set later tonight. But I got to ask you, Larry, because I think it's the thing on everybody's mind right now, and people watching at home. We're watching sporting events being shut down around the country with the outbreak of COVID-19. So I know it changes hour by hour and that you guys meet on this every single day. What update can you give us in terms of where things stand as of right now?
Yeah, it's been an intense few weeks, especially so many championships going on. We've had a championship up in the Seattle area for swimming this week, which is finishing tomorrow. We've got our wrestling championship on the campus of Stanford. Obviously, women's basketball here, men coming up. So we've been looking at this from a lot of different perspectives, and it is an evolving situation. Every day, something changes. We're very fortunate that we've got 12 of the leading universities in the country with extensive expertise, medical expertise, access to public health officials. We've got a board of representatives from all 12 of our schools, our Student Athlete Health Board that's plugged into the medical community that advises us, and of course we're in touch with the NCAA, we're benchmarking with other conferences, we got great relationships with the other leagues, so we've got a lot of expertise and input, but we're evaluating everything every day, trying to ensure that we're taking all reasonable steps to protect our student athletes, our fans, but also following public health recommendations and not going further than we should go. And our fans and student athletes and coaches I've been in touch with have responded well to us being here, continuing to play our events as planned, but taking as many precautions as we can take. So those are the balancing acts we're trying to strike.
Yeah, and I'm sure it's a tightrope to walk all the way through. All right, we appreciate that update, and we appreciate your time joining us. It's been a phenomenal 3 days so far, and I know it's going to be a big finish. Enjoy the rest of the action, Larry.
Thanks very much. Appreciate all the Pac-12 networks are doing to support women's basketball.
Yeah, we appreciate that very much.